121 million. What is accounting for that?
Thank you, Honorable. With your permission, I will defer this to the Deputy Director of Finance to help us.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. This is mainly because of increase in government compensation, the annual increment, and then also the recruitment of part-time or adjoint lecturers to come and assist because we don't have plans to recruit more staff.
Okay. Social benefit. Am I to believe that your social benefit is also reflective of what the other university told us? And that you are giving more scholarship to individuals to study in the universities?
Yes, that's right. We are doing the same thing.
You're also doing the same thing?
Yes.
Okay. And your other incomes, what are your other incomes composed of? You are increasing that one also?
A minute. Our other income have to do with interest income, exchange gain, and then we also have some businesses on campus that are also bringing revenue, like the ATU cafeteria and then the Aquaba.
Sir, Prof, please, can you speak into the mic? They are trying to record it and they are struggling to. Yes, thank you.
I say our other incomes include interest income, exchange gain, and then we also have some businesses on campus, including the ATU cafeteria, the Aquaba Lodge, and then we also have staff rent income, and then also disposal income and production units. All these contribute to our other revenue. Thank you.
Prof, I seem to be a bit worried when I look at your statement of financial position. You are liquidating more of your current assets, 65 to 62. But your current liabilities, Prof, hugely increased to about 96%, from 24 to 47 million. That is huge. Very huge. And when you look at your other incomes, the investment income that or interest that will probably be part of it, and looking at how you are liquidating and you're increasing your current liabilities, I think is a worry. What is accounting for that?
Thank you very much. I will defer this question to the finance. Thank you.
Basically, it's true that we are liquidating more of the income into, but this can be seen in the non-current assets because we are undertaking a lot of construction activities on campus, and the money is just being transferred from one asset to another asset. Thank you.
But that is just about 50% increment in that, and here we are talking about 96%. No problem. Probably your expenditure is also going up in terms of your goods and services.
In terms of recurrent expenditure on renovations and maintenance is also going up.
So it's also going up. So it's also accounting into the liabilities. That's why you're not paying them off. Okay. But try and bring them down. Once it's into investment, non-current assets, that will be good. That will yield enough returns in the future because it will form the base for you to have all of the things done. But when it gets into much more of the recurrent expenditure, that will be a difficulty. So just try as much as possible to contain the expenditure aspect of it. And your miscellaneous incomes are also reducing. If you look at your revenue from exchange transactions, you have academic fees and others, and miscellaneous income, that reduced significantly, about 13%. Now your concentration is more on the school fees, but you are not considering the other ones. Because that is important. You had 14 million the previous year.
Yeah, I will let the Deputy Finance Officer answer.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. As you are saying, yes, it's true, you have observed well, but it's all because we were liquidating some of the investments in fixed deposit to undertake some of the maintenance and other buildings. So our interest income actually reduced more. Yeah. That affected the miscellaneous income.
Okay, good. I mean, once you are doing to maintenance and the rest, it shows a bit also in the consumption of fixed asset because it means your things are depleting. Okay, Chairman. I But try and keep your current ratio a bit up. Although it's good, 1.3:1 at least is ideal. But when it was 2.7:1, that is better than reducing it to that nature. So that at least you can be able to pay off these liabilities when they fall due.
Thank you very much. It's well noted.
All right, let's go to infraction, and it's on paragraph 395. And Honorable Hotoje will take us through that one.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, this has to do with an end salary to the tune of 33,576. The last audit disclosed that one Kudi Fanuel, a former staff of your university who had gone on retirement on June 20th, 2024, was wrongly paid his salaries for 3 months, from July 2024 to September 2024. When the audit team pointed this thing out, you assured them that you were going to use proceeds from his provident fund, and that you had already contacted the Providence team. This amount of money, by recommendation of the auditors, is supposed to be retrieved and paid into the Auditor General's recoveries account at the Bank of Ghana. Have you done that?
Honorable, thank you. We confirm that we have been able to recover the amount and we have paid duly in the auditor's recovery account. Is done. Thank you.
Auditors, can you confirm that?
Honorable Chair, the full amount has been recovered and paid same into the Aegis Recoveries account on 15th September 2025.
Mr. Chairman. That's all.
Thank you very much. Accra. This is Accra Technical University. You are discharged.
Thank you, Chairman.
All right. Is Gimpa around? All right.
This brings us to the end of today's proceedings, and we want to thank all the investees and the normal investees and the technical investees that are turning upon us today. And we want to announce that tomorrow, Friday, will be our last sitting day for this session, and we will be meeting the Ministry of Education in respect of the consideration on the provision and maintenance of toilet facilities in public schools. We'll also be meeting the Ministry of Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs in respect of this same report. We'll also be considering a part of the public boards, corporations, and other statutory institutions for the period ended 31st December 2024 on Ghana News Agency, Graphic Communications Group, GPAC, and all of these boards, public institutions are under Ministry of Government Communications. We'll also be meeting the Ministry of Finance, the Bank of Ghana on the Petroleum Revenue Fund. The Petroleum, yes, Revenue Fund. We'll also be meeting the Public Interest and Accountability Committee and the Petroleum Revenue Fund Secretariat. And this has to do with the audit on that. We also have a consideration on the Auditor General's report on Get Fund, on scholarships. And so we'll have Get Fund meeting with us tomorrow. And finally, the Ministry of Finance will come with the Social Security and National Insurance Trust. So tomorrow, all things being equal, these are the people we are hoping to meet. Thank you so much. To our technical people out there, to our auditors, members, the media, and everybody. We are grateful to you for your service. Thank you.
the Speaker may permit an authorized person to respond to the question. So,
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, we are entirely in your hands. But
Yes.
except that I don't know whether the Deputy Minister is well equipped enough, whether he has the capacity to respond to this question and other supplementary questions. So if the majority leader is actually putting the Deputy Minister to respond, it shouldn't be the case that he will answer the substantive question and then might run away from the supplementary questions that might follow.
Honorable Habib.
Deputy Minister.
It is always in line with natural justice to listen to both parties in order to enable you exercise the discretion effectively. So having heard from you that you are not opposed to the Deputy Minister answering the question, I will then ask the Deputy Minister to take the appropriate seat while I have the discretion to exercise. And I'm asking the Deputy Minister to take the appropriate seat for the questioner to pose the question. Yes, honourable member for Usumi from you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, my condolences to the entire nation. When I was filing this question, I had the minister whose demise in mind. My condolences to the nation, to the party, and to the good family. Mr. Speaker, I rise today to ask the Minister for Defense what measures the ministry is taking to ensure the territorial integrity, security of officers and citizens of Ghana in the midst of the recent political instability in Togo. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honourable Minister, you may respond to the question.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the recent situation in Togo, if escalated, poses potential security, social and economic risk to Ghana, including refugee inflows, cross-border crimes, and other destabilizing effects. The Ministry of Defense, working closely with other security and intelligence agencies, has therefore adopted a comprehensive contingency framework to preempt and respond to any adverse effects of this risk. This framework, I must emphasize, is preventive, proactive, and multidimensional in nature, and seeks to uphold the peace and security of our dear nation. Mr. Speaker, in furtherance to this objective, the Ghana Armed Forces, in collaboration with other security and intelligence agencies, has taken the following measures. Securing the eastern frontier. In addition to existing security arrangements along the Ghana-Togo border, joint patrols have been intensified, particularly along porous and unapproved routes, to deter infiltration, prevent territorial encroachment, and assure the Ghanaian public of their safety. On humanitarian preparedness and civil-military cooperation, the ministry intends to pre-position humanitarian logistics at designated reception centers such as Aflao, Denu, Petoi, to manage potential refugee inflows. Additionally, the Ghana Armed Forces coordination teams will work with NADMO and the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, as well as other partners, to ensure that displaced persons are registered, screened, and cared for in accordance with humanitarian standards. This process, besides providing care and assistance, would further help to identify, prevent, and arrest potential troublemakers. Mr. Speaker, the ministry has issued firm but measured instructions to our troops to exercise maximum restraint and engage only in the event of a direct and imminent threat. Public assurance and information operations. The Ghana Armed Forces has initiated strategic communication activities aimed at sensitizing communities along the Eastern Corridor for the purpose and scope of our deployment, thus enhancing civil-military trust and deterring misinformation. To ensure effectiveness of our communication activities, the communication and information operations have considered using local languages to deepen our operations. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Defense, through the Ghana Armed Forces, is fully committed to maintaining peace and stability within our borders in line with its mission to safeguarding the sovereignty and dignity of our republic. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Minister. Any supplementary question?
Sure, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, let me first and foremost admit and acknowledge the all-encompassing approach for which the Minister has responded to the question. Mr. Speaker, but I want to get some specifics. What specific changes have been made to the Ghana Armed Forces operational deployments along the Eastern corridors, including the rapid response task, surveillance, drones, and forward operation bases, if we have any, and what are the current rules for engagement to the border and the post? Thank you.
Yes. Can you repeat the question?
Mr. Speaker, is that? I am speaking to the mic. Okay, so, Mr. Speaker, I first and foremost want to acknowledge the all-encompassing response that were given by the Minister. But I am only seeking for some specifics. I'm asking that what changes have been made to the Ghana Armed Forces operational deployment along the Eastern corridors, including the use of rapid response task forces, surveillance drones, and the forward and compass or forward operational bases, if we have any, along the Eastern corridor, and what are the current rules of engagement for the border patrols? Thank you.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I'm sure the honorable member knows that detailed operational issues of the armed forces cannot be disclosed in the chamber of parliament. Detailed operational issues, how many drones are you using, how many soldiers, and where are you deploying? Those are detailed operational issues, and they cannot be disclosed in the chamber of parliament. And secondly, Mr. Speaker, if you check our standing orders, we are asked to be careful when it relates to a foreign country. When it relates to a foreign country, we need to be careful. If you check the Order 86, says that persons shall not refer discourteously to any country nor contain expressions that are likely to undermine foreign relations between Ghana and another country. So in this regard, we need to be careful because there is a foreign country involved, our immediate neighbor. So we need to be careful the kind of questions that we ask and how we refer to a foreign country. Should we even be debating the instability situation in their country? These are all matters that we need to be careful about. I think that a question about the detailed operational issues of the armed forces is a question that should not be allowed by the Right Honourable Speaker.
Honourable Member for very well.
Speaker, with respect, I listened to the Majority Leader, and with greatest respect to him, I disagree with his intervention. He attempted to ground his intervention in Order 86K, but he completely mixed the issues and missed the point. The honorable member's supplementary question did not seek to refer discourteously to any country, nor could he say that the question contained expressions that are likely to undermine the foreign relations between Ghana and any other country. Mr. Speaker, with respect, that was not the mainstay of his question. The burden of the question was to get from the minister those operational activities and to give some breakdown. I mean, he can be general, but for the majority leader to attempt to invoke 86K and by so doing invite you to rule him out of order, Mr. Speaker, with the greatest respect, is not a fair approach. The honorable member has complied with the rule on supplementary questions. What he is asking is emanating from the main answer from the minister. That is all his prayer. If the minister knew that those matters were sensitive and are of national security in nature, then he shouldn't have provided it in his answer. The respected member, Honorable Asafweje, is not introducing anything new. He is only asking a question based on what the Honorable Minister at the Dispatch Box has told the Parliament of Ghana. So, Mr. Speaker, with respect, the member is not out of order. He is within the rules. He's acted within the tenet of supplementary question. And do not be inclined to this invitation. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I actually did not raise an objection to the question for some reason. But when you sit in the Parliament of Ghana and you describe the situation in Togo as political instability in Togo, you have, in my opinion, discourteously referred to the situation of a foreign country. People are engaged in their demonstrations, they have a right to demonstrate, and the government is managing their situation. You are inviting this House to interfere in a matter involving a foreign country. But I saw that, but I allowed it to pass. The minister gave you an answer. You yourself admitted that the minister's answer has been comprehensive enough, and you commended the minister for providing a comprehensive answer. So I thought that the matter would have ended there. Now you are saying that the minister should now give you the detailed operational activities of the soldiers. He said that detailed operational activities of the soldiers, including how many drones are they deploying, how many officers are they deploying, how many men are they deploying. And I'm saying that when you get to that level, you are asking for too much detail, and operational matters are no matters that the minister should come and stand here in the chamber and be telling us the operational details of a deployment. It doesn't happen anywhere. That is why I raised the objection, and I even then went back and showed you that your question itself had difficulties, just that we decided to ignore it and allow you to ask the question. The Congolese government can write to us and say, why are you describing the situation in my country as political instability? Why are you interfering in the affairs of my country? They have the right to ask us. What is happening in Togo is the business of Togo. If you have evidence that a Ghanaian in any way, you can now ask a question about the condition of that Ghanaian who has been either killed or anything has happened to a Ghanaian. So that is the context in which I make reference to that order. But my actual objection is asking for operational details of what the military are doing at border. No, I don't think that the minister should be answering questions about operational details of the armed forces.
That's usually by a substantive question.
Minority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, with respect, we have to appreciate the issues before us in proper perspective and in the context that the rules of this House allow. By the way, and for the avoidance of doubt, Order 85(1) provides, and I quote with the leave of the House, the Speaker is responsible for the admissibility of a question. Mr. Speaker, the foundation upon which the supplementary question is being mounted has already been approved by the Speaker. This question was admitted as urgent question. The content of the question and the content of the supplementary question, Mr. Speaker, are one and the same by way of import. The question provides, quote, to ask the Minister for Defense what measures the ministry is taking to ensure the territorial integrity, security of officers and citizens of Ghana in the midst of the recent political instability in Togo. Mr. Speaker has admitted this question. It's been advertised. Communication has been transmitted to the ministry. The minister is here to answer. So it is too late in the day for any issue to be raised on admissibility, with the greatest respect. The minister again provides details in his answer. And it is upon this that the respected colleague from Bosomi Fremu is asking. So for the majority leader, Mr. Speaker, to come in with a preliminary objection, Mr. Speaker, in my view, he is trying to displace you of your bona fide. He's trying to displace you of your bona fide. It is not within his mandate because, Mr. Speaker, the question has already been admitted. If you come to Order 85(2), it says when a question is admitted by the Speaker, the clerk shall immediately communicate the text to the minister, member or head of the independent constitutional body to whom the question is addressed and notify the business committee. You have been notified. You've programmed the person. And the member of parliament is here discharging his duties. Now you are raising security matters and now you're saying you are invoking 86K, that the question itself is problematic, but you allowed it. Mr. Majority Leader, it is not for you to allow or disallow. I beg to submit. 86K, that you are invoking that to you, you want to interpret it to mean is discourteously referring to a foreign country. Mr. Majority Leader, with respect, this question has been admitted by the Speaker. It's been admitted. Mr. Speaker, we need not belabor on this matter anymore.
Honorable members, I think I have heard a lot on this particular matter. It is not for any reason that members of our Security and Intelligence Committee had to take oath in order to operate within the ambit of that committee. The question asked has been answered. I am of the view that stretching it further into the detailed operational activities would have been taking these security matters too far into the public domain. So, with all due respect, Honorable Member, I will humbly overrule the question. If you have another question, you may do so.
Mr. Speaker, as it pleases you, we will take note of the precedents. Honorable Member, take note and inform your question. Mr. Speaker, we thank you.
Honorable Member, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker,
Yes, Majority Leader, the member has not asked any question.
No, that is so.
Yes.
Just for the records of this House, we are all guided by our rules, including a speaker. We are all guided by our rules, including a speaker. The rules say a speaker should admit questions. But the rules say these are the conditions for admissibility of questions. Time and again in this House, speakers have admitted questions, but on the floor, objections have been raised to those questions, speakers' minds drawn to certain considerations, and on the basis of those matters brought to the attention of speakers, they themselves have said, no, do not answer this question. So don't just say that because a speaker has admitted a question, that nobody can ever raise an objection to a question being asked. Because speakers are human. Judges are human. That's why we have an opportunity to appeal cases out to the Supreme Court, and even after they have ruled, to ask for a review, because it is a human institution. And he knows that at any point, you can even raise questions of jurisdiction in litigation, at any point, even when the case has traveled far. So the same way, a speaker can admit a question, but when his attention is drawn to certain issues, he may decide, oh, no, I think that I erred, so this question should not be asked. So I don't want to make the world believe that once a speaker has admitted a question, no one in the chamber can raise a question of the propriety or otherwise of the admissibility of that question. If you say that maybe we should raise, if a speaker has taken a decision, there's a procedure for challenging the decision of the speaker, I agree. But I said that I saw it, flagged it, but did not object to the question being asked. I said that. Even though I personally felt there was something wrong with that question. But I didn't object to the question being asked. So I didn't challenge the decision of the speaker. I allowed the decision of the speaker to prevail. But then it is the subsequent follow-up question that I was objecting to, which has been ruled upon by the speaker. I just wanted for the purpose of the records.
Yes, Honorable Habib.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for the opportunity. The majority leader is abusing our standing orders and the proceedings of this House. Mr. Speaker, read Order 88.8. And with your permission, I read. Order 88 says that where a question has been asked and answered, no debate on it shall be permitted. The majority leader is debating a question that has been asked and answered. And for that matter, whatever he's saying, he's debating the answer that he's doing. And our rule says that, Mr. Speaker, where a question has been asked and answered, no debate on it shall be permitted. And that is exactly what the majority leader is doing. So, Mr. Speaker, overrule him, rule the majority leader out, and let us continue. You have already directed that question is overruled. He should ask another question. Whatever he's doing is now offending our orders. So let's make progress, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Member.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the minister gave some details. He talked about securing the eastern frontiers and the eastern corridor. He mentioned the humanitarian logistics they are putting in place, the civil relations and cooperation. He mentioned how the armed forces are cooperating with NADMO to work on this. He mentioned how the international agencies are even coming in to help. Mr. Speaker, that is why I typed my questions, my follow-ups. I am asking that, has there been any deployment in the eastern corridor? Yes or no? Not specifics. Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Member.
Mr. Speaker.
If our memories can serve us right, that was not the question you asked.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Your question dealt with the detailed operational activities.
I read it out, Mr. Speaker. Anyway, I read my questions out.
Do you have any further questions
to ask?
Yes,
I have a lot of further questions.
Do you have any further questions to ask?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I have further questions to ask.
Please ask a question.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to ask the minister. has Ghana submitted any red line declarations or contingency scenarios to the ECOWAS or AU in the event of total constitutional or any problem that happens along the Togo border, and will Parliament be consulted should any decision of this nature be taken? Thank you.
Yes, Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, once again, this question is not really flowing from the answer given by the minister. If there has been communication to ECOWAS and all those other matters, they don't flow from the answer that the minister has provided.
Honourable member be guided accordingly. Honourable Asafoji, be guided accordingly. And if that is your last question,
That's another question.
then let's make progress.
Mr. Speaker, I want to ask if there have been some deployment in the northern region or the northern border of our country. And I also want to ask, does the ministry intend to sustain the military or financial capacity which will be extended to the border operation should the situation worsen?
Member, let's together look at the questions you have asked. Let's together look at the question that we have asked. To ask the Minister for Defense what measures the ministry is taking to ensure the territorial integrity, security of officers and citizens of Ghana in the midst of the recent political instability in Togo. Your question is about measures taken, and the minister has indicated the measures that have been taken. So if there is a supplementary question, it must not derogate from the main question. That is what the rule is telling us. And honorable members, this question is security in nature. So you may not get the answer that you want because of the environment that we found ourselves. International diplomacy will not allow certain things to be said on the floor of the House. Yes, Honorable Habib.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I can understand the difficulty from the majority leader and the majority front bench. But, Mr. Speaker, there have been a practice. If it is the case that the questions have some security implications, the minister should be guided so that on the record he will say so. But a question being admitted, asked, and then answered. If majority leader keep interfering in that, he can guide the minister as to what to say. But raising objection on the supplementary questions, Mr. Speaker, you have that authority in overruling such questions in terms of supplementary questions. But majority leader just raising objections on that. We are not making progress. He has just asked and answered. He is entitled to supplementary questions. Other members too can ask if you permit.
I realize that you need the honorable thing of going to the honorable member asking the question. So I would advise the honorable member to take a cue so that we can make progress. You have done the honorable thing as a whip. I saw everything, and I commend you highly for that.
Mr. Speaker, I don't want to believe that the Deputy Minister, Broja Jemfi, my former friend is capable of answering, unless you are suggesting that he cannot handle this question. Mr. Speaker, if it is the case that the deputy minister doesn't have the capacity to respond to these questions, let us know, because that's the indication you are giving us. But I know he can answer those questions, so give him the opportunity to flow. Look at the way he is dressed. He has appeared in this chamber today to respond to questions. Look at him. But you are now, stealing the day. Give him the opportunity to respond. And if he is not capable of answering the question, let us know.
Yes, Honourable Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I think that we should be careful how we treat matters in this chamber. You cannot be allowed to send the wrong and ruinous impression out there that the minister cannot answer a question. First and foremost, let's analyze your question. To ask the Minister for Defense what measures the ministry is taking to ensure the territorial integrity, security of officers and citizens of Ghana in the midst of the recent political instability in Togo. Security of officers were officers in Togo at our embassy. Citizens of Ghana living in Togo. Are you getting the situation? Living in Togo, or is it living in Ghana? Which officers? What's the location of those officers? What's the location of those citizens? Is this a question that a Minister of Interior should answer, or Minister of Defense should answer, or a Minister of Foreign Affairs should answer? You see, we have allowed you, as I looked at the question, I saw the structural defects of that question. But sometimes when relatively younger members of the House are asking questions, you allow them to ask the question. But the follow-up question, I realized, was even getting us into murkier areas. That is how come I tried to restrain him. Not because I wanted to stop him. This question itself is problematic. Whose security? Ghanaians live in Ghana or in Togo? Soldiers located where? In Ghana or in Togo? Officers? Is it military officers or just personnel of Ghana embassy in Togo? If that is the case, how is that the responsibility of the Minister of Defense? If we are talking about the security of Ghanaians in Togo, because there's instability in Togo, how is the Defense Minister a person to answer questions, if not the Foreign Minister? So please, and I indicated that you have concluded and branded Togo as a politically unstable country. And I said that reference to Togo is not appropriate. We don't want to drag their matters into our national parliament. So please, don't create the impression the minister cannot answer questions. And we have a responsibility to ensure that even those of us asking questions act within the framework of our own rules. That's all I'm trying to do. The minister can answer the question. He can get up and tell you that there are operational issues and therefore he cannot disclose operational issues. He has answered the question. He has.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'm a little concerned with the with the remarks that just came from the leader of the House. Mr. Speaker, under Order 85-1, and for the avoidance of doubt, it reads, the Speaker is responsible for the admissibility of a question. Mr. Speaker, once the Speaker has admitted the question, if you raise matters such as ambiguity in the question, then you are impugning the integrity of the Speaker. In this chamber, in this House, it is always said that where you are in doubt, ask Bagbin. Mr. Speaker, I think that Mr. Speaker did the right thing by admitting the question. Now, if the minister needs further clarification, it is up to him to raise it. It is not for the leader of the House to raise impediments. As a matter of fact, and I agree with what Honorable Habib says, it appears that the leader of the House is debating the question. Allow the questions to flow so that the minister, you ask permission for him to answer the question. So that I think he's capable enough to answer the questions. The question has been admitted. If he needs clarification, he should say so. Mr. Speaker, this is just what I think. I think that you are now abusing the Speaker, and that is not right. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Tampuli, I take a great exception to the fact that I am being abused. I am not being abused. I think we are all getting something fundamentally wrong. The question has been asked and answer provided to the question. We are now on supplementary question. So it is supplementary question that is under reference. So, honorable members, permit me to ask the questioner whether he has a supplementary question. And if he doesn't have a supplementary question, we'll be guided as to what to do. Honorable questioner, do you have a supplementary question?
Yes, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to find out from the minister. He made reference to communication and information operation as one of the measures that they are taking along the line. I want to ask, are we engaging the CSA, that is the Cyber Security Authority, to give us some information, red lights, particularly when social media is involved? Thank you.
Honorable member, I would advise you to engage the Deputy Minister so that some information can be given to you. Yes, Honorable Kabiru.
Mr. Speaker, I will need your direction on this matter. Mr. Speaker, the answer provided to the urgent question is not before members for us to make contemporaneous determination as to whether the questions we are asking are following directly. I'm making a point. Can you be patient and listen to that? I know it's an urgent question, and I've premised my question on the fact it's an urgent question. And I'm asking for the direction of the Speaker, whether or not Mr. Speaker, I will need your guidance on this matter.
Honorable member, I'm listening to you.
The question was an urgent question, and the answer was provided. I have supplementary question to ask, but because of the fear of having the statement that the question is not directly flowing from the answer, because I listened to the answer, I have different understanding of the answer. Some other person will have different understanding of the answer, and that is what is causing this confusion, Mr. Speaker. Can you probably allow the minister?
Honorable member, we have taken one answer. I don't think you have different answer. And by practice, because the question asked is an urgent question, the answer will not be published in the other paper. So when urgent questions are asked, you all have to listen to the answer as provided by the minister, and then you try to ask a question within the answer. So if you are not sure, having listened to the minister's answer correctly, then it's better you remain seated, you don't make the attempt to ask a supplementary question.
All right, Mr. Speaker, I can, maybe if you indulge me, I'll ask my supplementary question. All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to find out from the minister whether or not the ministry has received any credible report. Any credible report from whether or not the minister has received any credible report of any weapon trafficking.
Well, honorable member, before you land, file a fresh question. Yes, Honorable Kingsley Nako.
Yes, ma'am. I would like to ask the Honorable Deputy Minister. I listened to his responses, largely comprehensive. However, I didn't hear him say measures that the ministry has put in place to protect Ghanaian traders who ply their trade in in that country, Togo? What have you done to protect them, to ensure their security and their safety? In terms of education, I didn't hear that, so I'd like you to. This is a harmless question.
Honorable Kinzinyako, the question is not specifically demanding a specific category of people. It's asking of, listening to the question, measures taken to ensure territorial integrity, security of officers and citizens of Ghana in the midst of the recent political instability in Togo.
So,
no mention of traders. For the minister's answer to be specifically geared towards traders.
Mr. Speaker, with all due respect, traders in Ghana are citizens of Ghana.
So the answer provided covers citizens of Ghana, including traders.
The measures he outlined, I didn't hear that. That's what I'm asking.
Honorable member, can you resume your seat? Since you agree that the traders are also citizens of Ghana. Yes, honorable member, I'll come to you. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, very respectfully, I would like to ask the minister whether there is a potential risk politically to Ghana in terms of the stability of our government. We know that in certain instances where there's some degree of...
Honorable member, you have asked your question. Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, yes, there are not only political risks. If the situation in Togo escalates, there are economic risks involved. There are also social risks. For example, if there are inflows of refugees, the Republic of Ghana has to deal with. And so that's my answer to the question. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Nitiwu.
Mr. Speaker,
members, we have a lot of questions today.
Mr. Speaker, I want to crave your indulgence to let Parliament and the public know that this House has not tried to interfere in the internal affairs of Togo by this question. Neither has Ghana as a country tried by this question to interfere in the internal affairs of Togo. You will help us a lot if we clear that out, Mr. Speaker, and you are the only one who can do it, because it's very important for us. But for the supplementary question, Mr. Speaker, I want to find out from the Minister for Defense whether he's confirming to us that indeed soldiers have been deployed to the border instead of men of the Ministry of Interior, because you will know that the Ministry of Interior are the first point of call when it comes to issues like this. Are you, internal security, are you confirming to us by your answer that indeed for these particular issues that is happening in Togo, you have deployed soldiers to the border?
Honorable Minister, we have all listened to the Minister very loud and clear. There is no need confirming anything that he said, because the Minister did not disagree with anything. Yes, Honorable Roxanne Nelson,
Speaker, I was going to react within the terms of Order 88.7 that a member in asking the question shall not address the House. He stood up and decided to address the House. The rule does not permit that.
And you also decided to be argumentative. The rule forbids that. You don't have the opportunity to address this house. You have decided to address the house. And I'm saying that the rule that forbids that. So I urge Mr. Speaker to rule you out.
Honorable member, I allowed that because what he said is really very important, so that we don't live here creating erroneous impression in the minds of the people. That was the basis for me allowing him to make that particular statement. Honorable members, we have about 13 other questions. So I think for the urgent questions, we have taken enough supplementary. I will then give the floor to the minority leader. You want to ask?
Mr. Speaker.
Honourable minority leader, I recognize the Minister for Rules.
Mr. Speaker, colleagues have every right to ask ministers to respond to issues as they please. But our Standing Order 773(2) also says that there's a limit to which how much time question time will take. Mr. Speaker, I am asked an average of 10 questions a week. We come and sit here, and we have done about 1 hour on one question debating whether it was necessary or not. Mr. Speaker, is it the case that when we bring ministers here, colleagues, not too long ago, the same argument was made. Mr. Speaker, is it the case that once we drag ministers here, we can let them spend the entire day here because this is Parliament? Or Parliament itself also need to work within the rules we set for ourselves? Maybe, Mr. Speaker, you need to, I remember the majority leader tried to draw the attention of the chair to this issue some time ago. Either we stick strictly to the 1 hour rule, that when it's time for questions, we deal 1 hour. When the 1 hour is done, if it is not a substantive question, we allow the minister to go back to the ministry and do some work. Because if I spend the entire day here only listening to other things other than questions put to ministers, I don't think we are serving the people better. So we just draw your attention to the fact that question time cannot become an open-ended debate in the House or debating the provisions in the standing order. My humble appeal, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, your concern is well noted. Honourable member, question time generally is 1 hour. However, the person presiding may extend the period beyond 1 hour, depending upon the circumstances. But generally, question time is supposed to be 1 hour. Yes, minority leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the Deputy Minister in his answer indicated the government has deployed some soldiers as part of protecting the territorial integrity of our country. May I know from him whether sufficient operational deployment have been put in place to deal with any escalation that may occur?
Yes, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the operations along the border is a joint operation. That is the Ghana Armed Forces together with other security agencies. And so adequate deployment measures have been taken in order to ensure that when the situation escalates, we will be able to deal with it. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Minority Leader.
Speaker, with respect, on the issue of safety of our soldiers you've deployed, can you tell the House whether sufficient logistics have been so deployed to ensure their safety? You and I know that when we send men and women, men to such operations.
Honourable Minority Leader,
Yes,
I think your question is clear.
Very well.
So let the question remain fresh in the minds of the
Mr.
Minister.
Speaker,
Yes.
as it pleases
So,
you,
Honourable
let us
Minister.
know.
Mr. Speaker, the safety of our men are always considered when we do deployment. And so in this particular case, every safety measure has been taken to ensure, logistically and other means, to ensure that our men are safe whilst they undertake their duties along the border. Thank you.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, finally, I would like to know from the Honorable Deputy Minister the steps that the government has taken so far as part of the deployment to ensure the protection of citizens of Ghana who may be caught in this tension along the borders.
Yes, Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, without going into details about the operational activities, I answer that the operational activities has taken into consideration how to protect our citizens who trade along the borders. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Honourable members, that brings us to the end of the urgent question. We'll move to the oral questions. Before moving to the oral questions, permit me to introduce some important guests in our midst. Honourable members, the African Parliamentarians Network Against Corruption, APNAC, would, in collaboration with the Parliament of Ghana, hold its biennial general meeting in Accra from Friday the 7th day to Sunday the 9th day of November 2025. The three-day event, which brings together members of the Parliament of member states of APNAC and invited guests, will provide, among others, a platform for open dialogue on the future of APNAC, the persistent and multifaceted challenges of corruption and its impact on governance and development. Honourable members, I have the pleasure to introduce to you the APNAC African Board members. First on my list is the Speaker of Parliament of Benin. I welcome the delegation to Parliament and I wish them fruitful deliberations in their APNAC meetings. Other members, we also have students and other visitors with us. We have Lashibi community led by Ajakli Agosta. Is a teacher. They are from Tama West. They numbered 72. We have Ghana National Association of Teachers led by Fidelis Kwesi Damba, a teacher, and they are from Nkwanta. They are 12 in number. We have Omat Royal School, led by K. Kwame Maui, head teacher. They are from Kunkantamanso. They are 100 in numbers. We have Education for Change, led by Abubakar Ahmed, Executive Director. They are from Tolon constituency. They numbered 41. Then we have Kwame Adum Educational Complex, led by Isaac Edum, manager. They are from Asante Achim South. They numbered 70. All members on your behalf, I welcome all of them to Parliament of Ghana, and I wish them a fruitful visit. All members will then proceed to the oral question. Also for the minister responsible for defense, with the same permission that the deputy minister should answer the question, I proceed to call on Honorable Professor Kingsley Nyako, Member of Parliament for Kwadaso, to ask this question.
Mr. Speaker, I would like to ask the Minister for Defense how the ministry plans to maintain professionalism in the armed forces of Ghana and enhance its capacity in protecting our territorial integrity and sustaining our democracy. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Defense is committed to maintaining the highest standards of professionalism within the Ghana Armed Forces, enhancing the capacity to protect the nation's territorial integrity and supporting sustainable democratic governance. In maintaining professionalism and enhancing capacity, the Ministry continuously undertakes the following key strategic activities: professional development and training. Training policies and procedures are under constant review for optimal results. The Department of Training coordinates tactical, operational, trade, specialized and physical training to enhance effectiveness and capacity across all Ghana Armed Forces commands. The training involves local training, higher educational initiative, and overseas training. Training emphasizes military ethics, discipline, human rights, and civil-military relations to equip personnel for effective socio-economic contribution and national defense. Mr. Speaker, on recruitment and retention reforms, the ministry ensures a transparent, merit-based recruitment process to attract the best candidates nationwide. Retention strategies focus on improved welfare, housing, healthcare, and career progression to maintain a capable force. Mr. Speaker, on capacity building and modernization, investment in advanced surveillance systems, maritime security assets, air assets, patrol technologies, and infrastructure improvements are being pursued to add value to personnel. The Ghana Armed Forces supports democratic institutions as mandated by the Constitution, respecting civil authority and constitutional governance. Mr. Speaker, where there are any reported unauthorized operation or indiscipline on the part of personnel, the Ghana Armed Forces ensures disciplinary systems are enforced timelessly in accordance with law to maintain discipline and professionalism in the service. The training architecture of the Ghana Armed Forces is aimed at deterring terrorism and violent extremism, thereby maintaining the stability necessary for democratic governance. Mr. Speaker, it is worthy of mention that the participation of the Ghana Armed Forces in United Nations mission has boosted Ghana Armed Forces' image in terms of professionalism, best practices, and respect for human rights. This has reinforced democratic principles within the rank and file of the personnel of the Ghana Armed Forces. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Defense prioritizes professionalism, continuous training, modernization, interagency collaboration, and strict adherence to constitutional and ethical standards in managing the Ghana Armed Forces. These measures ensure a disciplined, capable force committed to Ghana's sovereignty, democratic stability, and socio-economic advancement. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Yes, Honorable Professor Kinsley Nyako, any supplementary question?
Mr. Speaker, I thank the Minister for the answers provided. Under item 3A, Minister talked about transparency and merit-based recruitment process. I would like to find out from him how transparent and meritorious is the recruitment process, and also regarding career progression in terms of promotion. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Well, Honorable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the Ghana Armed Forces published the qualifications and criteria for recruitment, and that is done in national communication platforms, and this is open and transparent enough for anybody that wants to join the Ghana Armed Forces. In terms of promotions, there are laid down procedures which are in accordance with the Ghana Armed Forces regulations, and the ministry ensures that these regulations are strictly adhered to. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable member, any further supplementary question?
Mr. Speaker, my understanding of merit-based promotion or intervention is merit-based promotion or intervention. It means that...
Honourable member, you know the rules. When you have to ask a supplementary question, you do not argue.
Mr. Speaker, so is Minister telling the House that the promotion or the recruitment are solely merit-based and none else? Thank you.
Yes, Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the promotions are guided by the Ghana Armed Forces regulations. And these regulations details out all the things that have to be considered. And I can assure the honourable member that it is merit-based. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, honourable member.
Mr. Speaker, the focus of the question was on professionalism in the armed forces of Ghana. I would like to find out from the minister that in his candid view and opinion, the recent sacking of the top brass of the military, does that action compromise or undermine the professionalism?
What is your supplementary question?
It seems you are not listening to me. My question is that the recent sacking of the top brass of the military, does that compromise professionalism in the armed forces of Ghana?
Honourable, this cannot be a supplementary question. Question is overruled. Ask another question.
Mr. Speaker, he is talking about professionalism. And I'm saying that, does that act in his
Honourable
opinion,
member, you can't argue with me. The question is overruled. Do you have another question to ask?
Mr. Speaker, with respect, you're not being fair to me. This is a harmless question. And I know my very good friend is capable of answering this question.
Honourable member, if you want to file a question on the dismissal of any perceived person in the military, do so.
Yes,
but that cannot be by way of a supplementary question.
My last question on this question is, Mr. Speaker, how does the minister assure us that the democratic gains that we have achieved so far will still be with us and nothing will undermine it? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, the question is, how can the minister assure us that the democracy that we have, or democratic gains that we have achieved, will still be with us and will not be undermined? You yourself, listen to this question. How does this flow from questions about professionalism and etc. of the security agencies, of the military? Clearly, it doesn't flow from the substantive question, which is what a fuller question should be.
With all due respect to...
Honourable Kinsinyako, before you come in, let me place on record that it is not compulsory that you ask by necessity a supplementary question and up to 3 supplementary questions. So if you have 1 supplementary, you are okay. You have 2, you are okay. But the rule says you have up to 3 supplementary. So if you don't have 3 supplementary questions, it's not mandatory that your supplementary questions must, as a matter of course, be 3.
Mr. Speaker.
Well, you have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, with all due respect, your assumption is wrong. You cannot know whether I have 1, 2, or 3. You cannot. It doesn't lie.
Well, I'm just admonishing the whole House, not specifically to you.
That is fair. But the question was on 2 legs. An aspect was about democracy. So I asked a question on professionalism in terms of protecting our territorial integrity. And the second one was on democratic gains. The leader of the House was not listening. The leader of the House probably didn't even see that part of the question. And I'm saying that because if the military does not abide by the tenets of professionalism, it can undermine our democratic gains. So what is wrong with this question?
Honorable Minister.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Honorable Minister, I realize that you are mindful providing answer to the question. So you have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, the Ghana Armed Forces is a creation of the Constitution. And as I provided in my answer, the Ghana Armed Forces respects the constitutional democracy that we have. And they have committed to it. And so I want to assure the honorable member that the Ghana Armed Forces will be professional and protect our constitutional democracy. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Dr. Kabiru.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to ask the minister that despite their commitment, their fidelity to professionalism, there are still reports of armed army officers brutalizing citizens, be it in Wale Wale, Biduri, Garu. There is still that problem of military officers brutalizing the citizens. I want to find out from you what is going wrong and how are they going to address it?
Well, Honorable Dafamoko.
The Speaker, the supplementary question that the Honorable Dr. Kabiru for which he seeks to elicit answer from the Minister, offends the 89. 1, clearly. Mr. Speaker, for the sake of the record, let me read what the 89 says. Mr. Speaker, it's the effect that Order 89, Rule 1, as soon as the question is answered, any member, beginning with the member who asks the question, may, without notice, ask a supplementary question for further clarification of any matter of fact on the answer, but a supplementary question shall not introduce a matter not included in the original question. So, Mr. Speaker, his present question clearly is introducing a new matter, not contain the original question. If he's reminded, he should be able to ask his own question.
Remember, what is the new matter?
Mr. Speaker, that the people in Wale Wale are being brutalized. That the people in Wale Wale are being brutalized. And that what is happening.
The question is on maintaining professionalism in the armed forces. And the honorable member agreed with the steps being taken by the ministry to ensure professionalism in the armed forces. And he is saying that though all those steps are being taken to ensure professionalism in the armed forces, there is still the case of some sort of brutality on part of the military. What does he say to that? So, Honorable Minister, what is your response?
Mr. Speaker, where there are any reported unauthorized operation or indiscipline on the part of any personnel, the Ghana Armed Forces ensures that internal disciplinary measures are undertaken to serve as deterrents for any other personnel who may go out of his way to engage in any such act. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, we will then move to question number 490, standing in the name of Thomas Walanyu Chekpo, Member of Parliament for Hohe, also for the Minister responsible for Defence. Honourable member, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to ask the Minister for Defence whether his ministry has plans to establish a terrorism training center and forwarding operating base between Alavanyo and Nkonya as part of efforts to consolidate the lasting peace between the area and ensure security, development, and productive use of the disputed land between the two communities.
Yes, Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the Alavanyo-Nkonya conflict, rooted in a protracted land boundary dispute dating back to 1923, has led to decades of violence, killings, and reprisals between the two communities. The contested land, a plateau between Nkonya and Alavanyo-Pemi, remains unresolved, with both sides maintaining interest in the land. Mr. Speaker, the conflict has deeply impacted both communities, damaging infrastructure, disrupting transport and education, stifling economic and social life through curfews, and altering traveling routes due to ongoing insecurity. However, Mr. Speaker, I'm glad to report that presently both sides of the community have committed to cede the contested land to the Ghana Armed Forces for a military training purpose. The location of the land aligns with the Ghana Armed Forces' ongoing national expansion and reorganization program aimed at strengthening internal security and addressing threats such as terrorism and other cross-border crimes. To further exert dominance in the area and put the disputed land into productive use, the Ghana Armed Forces have proposed the establishment of a Special Forces Jungle Training School and Forward Operating Base. The training school will therefore be established as part of the medium-term plan of the ministry. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honourable Habib.
Mr. Speaker, I was trying to catch your eye the time the minister was answering the question. Mr. Speaker, I don't know if I am wrong or the question is not properly put. He said to ask the Minister for Defence whether the ministry had plans to establish a terrorism training center. Is it anti-terrorism training center or a terrorism training center? So, Mr. Speaker, I don't know whether Ghana we want to train terrorists. So that's why I wanted to draw the attention to whether it is anti-terrorism training center or terrorism training center.
Yes,
Mr. Speaker.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, this afternoon, this side spent several minutes arguing that once you have admitted a question, nobody can question it. They say that once the Speaker has admitted a question, nobody can challenge. So whatever the wording of the question is, the minister is answering the question.
Honourable member, you have a supplementary question.
No, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Habib, do you have a supplementary question?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I have a supplementary question.
What is your supplementary question?
Mr. Speaker, my supplementary question is to the minister, whether he has data of terrorists in Ghana to open a training center for them.
Honorable member, with all due respect, your question is disallowed. Honorable members, in the absence of any further supplementary question, may we move to question number 578. Also for the Minister for Defense, standing in the name of Mr. Kojo Damwa, German South. Honorable member, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to ask the Honorable Minister for Defense what specific steps the ministry is taking to repair the presidential jet, Dassault Falcon 900 EX, which has been grounded in France since 11th March 2025.
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the Falcon 900 executive aircraft was ferried to Dassault Falcon Services in Le Budget, France, on Tuesday, 11th March 2025, for the 24 monthly and 1,600 flying hours periodic inspection. This inspection is a mandatory airworthiness requirement that ensures that the main maintenance tasks and due list tasks compiled for the 24 monthly inspections have been completed and functional checks have successfully carried out. Mr. Speaker, also the reported corrosion spot detected within the aircraft fuel tanks, which affected the aircraft's delivery date, have undergone extensive repairs. These corrosion issues in the fuel tanks have since been resolved. However, in the course of the inspection, fuel leakages were observed from the right-hand wing tank. Unfortunately, after successfully repairing the section of the wing that experienced the leakages, other challenge was encountered while reinstalling the lower panel beneath the wing. This occurrence has resulted in further delay in the completion of the inspection. Mr. Speaker, following the difficulties encountered, Dassault Aviation invited the Falcon Wing original equipment manufacturer to the Dassault Falcon Services hangars to enable the OEM conduct an on-site assessment of the right-hand wing lower panel and provide independent technical recommendations aimed at expediting the repair and reinstallation process. The repair from the OEM has been successfully carried out, and the right-hand wing repair has also been completed. Mr. Speaker, upon the completion of this rectification, the aircraft has to undergo a leak test of the fuel tanks, a third engine ground run, painting of the wing lower panel, and finally an acceptance flight will be performed. Right Honorable Speaker, the Falcon 900 executive aircraft will return to Ghana after all the necessary tests. Thank you.
Honorable member, do you have a supplementary question?
Honorable Speaker, yes, I have some follow-up questions. Honorable Speaker, I want to thank the Minister for the initial response, but I want to find out from the Minister, when exactly was the original equipment manufacturer repair completed? Date and day, exactly when was it done?
Honorable member, if you are looking at the specific date at which an act is performed, you should have directed your question as such. so that the minister, in coming to answer, will provide you with a specific date. Honourable members, supplementary question is not supposed to spring surprise. You are asking the person the steps. You are asking the person the steps that are being taken to ensure that the equipment is repaired. Now, your supplementary question is a specific date at which an act was performed. All members, we need to be fair and operate within the rules. So ask another question.
Honorable Speaker, I'm still referring to his answer. He says the repair from the original equipment manufacturers has been successfully carried out.
Yes, you are asking for a specific date in which it was carried out. And yes, I'm saying that if that is your question, it should be a specific question where a minister will refer to the record and tell you a specific date. We are all human beings. Please ask another question.
My other question would have followed from the answer he will give for this, because he says the aircraft is going to return
Please,
to Ghana.
if you don't have another question, can you resume your seat?
I do have.
Please ask.
I will ask, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to find out from the Honorable Minister when the texts remaining are going to be conducted so that we have inside the time or the period or when we should expect the aircraft in Ghana.
Yes, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister.
Right, Honorable Speaker. The aircraft is currently undergoing all the necessary tests. And once the test is completed, the aircraft will return to Ghana. Thank you.
Any other question? Honourable member, if I ask any other question, if you don't have any supplementary, indicate.
Honorable Speaker, I'm okay.
Yes, Honorable Dr. Kabiru.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the answer provided by the Minister states on page 15, the second paragraph, and I quote, "Unfortunately, after successfully repairing the section of the wing that experienced leakage, another challenge was encountered while reinstalling the lower panel beneath the wing," unquote. Mr. Speaker, the minister answer falls short of telling this the other challenge that came up. I couldn't decipher that. What is the other challenge that was encountered? The another challenge is my emphasis. So if the minister can provide clarity to that. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the challenge has to do with the wing of the aircraft, and that's why they had to engage the original equipment manufacturer in order to resolve it. Thank you. All right, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Alhaji. Dr. Kabiru, you know there can be a follow-up question on follow-up. Yes.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to find out from the minister, when should the people of Ghana expect our president to be back in Ghana?
Question asked and answered. Yes, Honourable Member.
Mr. Speaker, I want to find out from the minister, in respect of the third paragraph, that is the paragraph number 3 of his answer, that upon the completion of this rectification, the aircraft has to undergo a test of the fuel tanks and so on and so forth. Is it not the case that upon repair works, they have to satisfy themselves that everything has been fixed? Or is a separate check that is going to be done? Because it comes across as a separate work which is going to be done. Is it
Honourable
not?
Minister, don't violate our rules. Honourable Member, yes, Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the current issue that was dealt with had to do with the leak of the fuel tanks. And so once they are done, the specific test that will be run includes the fuel tanks and also do a ground engine run test. And where they had to fix the wing, it has to be painted. So all of these had to be completed before the aircraft will return to Ghana. Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker.
Honourable Habib, I think you are looking at your back. If I give you the floor, I won't go back. Yes.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, from the Minister's response, it is clear that the aircraft had gone on a regular maintenance. And then a fallout of the maintenance, several other challenges had come up. My question to you is, the subsequent challenges that were identified, did the service company get the concurrence of Ghana government before continuing with the extra repairs, because it will be coming at an additional cost to the state? So I want to know from you whether all these extra problems that have come as a result of...
Honourable Minister, do they have the concurrence to continue the other jobs?
Speaker, I have two more. I have not...
Honourable members, I indicated that we have about 13 questions. So if you are given the opportunity to ask a supplementary question, it's not a period for you to tell a story.
Mr. Speaker, the aircraft was sent for servicing by the ministry. And so once anything is detected, the ministry is notified. Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker.
In view of the number of questions that we have, I'll take two more, including the leadership. Yes, Honourable Matthew Nyindam.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I am happy that as a nation, we have all agreed now that our presidential jet has a problem, and we are working on it, duly acknowledged by the Defence Minister. Mr. Speaker, I want to find out from the Minister, looking at all the steps and the subsequent servicing that he's talking about, can he assure Ghanaians and all of us that if this presidential jet comes back, that will be the presidential jet that the President will be using? Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker.
Honourable Member, file a fresh question.
Mr. Speaker,
this question has to do with steps being taken to ensure the maintenance.
Let me read the last sentence. He said,
Honourable Habib, you have the floor.
Oh, Mr. Speaker, it's from the, it's a supplementary question from the
Honourable Habib, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, considering the answers the Minister responsible for defense provided, the current status of the aircraft, does the ministry have any plan to buy any aircraft?
Honourable Leader, you may file a fresh question. This question has nothing to do with the purchase of an aircraft.
Mr. Speaker, if you read the question very well, the question is talking about the specific steps the ministry is taking to repair the presidential jets. And the minister provided in his answer that the very question, the very answer that was provided to this House, may his soul rest in peace, by the former defense minister, was to
honorable
the
member,
that
the answer is published.
Mr.
Show
Speaker,
me in the minister's answer where the minister referred to a purchase of an aircraft. If not, kindly resume your seat.
Mr. Speaker, my question is that the minister said the reason the aircraft was taken for repairs were addressed, and then upon that, a new development occurred based on your answer. And I'm asking you, based on the fact that you went for a problem that was in the tank, now a new problem have come on the wing, do you have any plan of buying any aircraft?
Honourable member, file a new question. Yes, Honourable Jerry Amelshai.
Yes, Speaker, may I find out from the Honourable Deputy Minister, can you assure this House that after all the servicing, this is an aircraft that we can still rely on and fly in comfort?
Yes, Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the reason for the maintenance and all the problems identified is for the aircraft to be airworthy. And so once the manufacturer certifies that the aircraft is airworthy,
Urge upon the minister for Works and Housing, Water Resources, to take his designated seat. Now the first question for him is question number 200, standing in the name of Ebenezer Prince Ahin, Member of Parliament for Mfansimai. Honourable member, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to ask the Minister for Works and Housing and Water Resources when the water crisis in the Mfansimai constituency will be resolved. Thank you.
Yes, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the Bayfi water treatment plant supplies water to Ghana Water Limited customers in the Mfansimai constituency. The plant was built in 1965, rehabilitated and expanded in 2008 by Spans Bangkok. The current plant production capacity is 12,244 cubic meters per day. Raw water from the Irrigation Development Authority dam flows by gravity to the plant for treatment. Raw water abstraction point has also been built on the river Ochi Emisa close to the dam to pump raw water from river Ochi Emisa to augment the Ida dam level. The plant serves 3 political districts, namely Ekumfi, Ejumaku, Enyan, Siem, and Mfansimai. Mr. Speaker, extreme dry weather conditions experienced in the country in the last quarter of 2024, coupled with erratic rainfall pattern this year, resulted in the reduction of raw water availability for abstraction from the Ida Dam reservoir for production. The water abstraction dwindled from an average of 7,500 cubic meters per day in December 2024 to 4,400 cubic meters per day in March 2025. The situation further deteriorated during April and May 2025, leading to frequent instances of raw water being unavailable for treatment throughout the majority of days in these months. Communities such as Mankesim, Salt Pond, Alomabo, Enyan Apa, Jedu, Befikrom within the Mfansiman constituency and its environs were badly hit and affected by the drying up of the Ida Dam reservoir. Mr. Speaker, Ghana Water Limited has used its internally generated funds to procure and install 2 new horizontal pumps downstream of the weir intake on River Uchi Emisa to pump 200 cubic meter per hour of water directly to a water treatment plant for production every day. The makeshift water abstraction arrangement strategically controls the withdrawal of water from the Ida multi-purpose dam reservoir in the wet or rainy season to ensure that water levels in the dam increases to support adequate abstraction during the dry season. Ghana Water Limited has also redefined the essential water supply area to include areas which hitherto were supplied by the Befikrom water supply system. The intervention is intended to ensure that the present water production shortfall from the Befi water headworks does not affect water supply in the Fansiman constituency. Mr. Speaker, within the medium term, Ghana Water Limited has carried out a comprehensive desilting of the Ochi Emisa River channel to enable sufficient water to be pumped into the Ida Dam reservoir to guarantee adequate volumes of abstraction and production during the dry season. For the long term, Ghana Water Limited has commenced procurement process to supply and install a new 1,200 cubic meters per day pump set in the Ochi Emisa River to pump adequate volume of water to the Ida Dam reservoir for purposes of achieving all year-round abstraction and production. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, honourable member, any supplementary?
No supplementary, except to appreciate the Minister's efforts in helping Infantima resolve its water crisis. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Honourable members, this is a constituency-specific question. We then move to question number 270, standing in the name of Honourable Bismarck Tetenyako, a member of Parliament for Upper Manyakrobo. Honourable member, you have the floor.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Speaker, I rise to ask the Minister for Works, Housing and Water Resources the plans of the ministry to complete the abandoned Bukono Water Expansion Project, which, when completed, will supply potable water from Bukono water treatment facilities to Asesewa and other communities in the district. Thank you, Speaker.
Yes, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the Bukono Water Expansion Project was undertaken as part of a broader program by the Ministry of Works, Housing and Water Resources to improve access to potable water in the Eastern region, particularly Koforidua Township and adjoining communities. The project, which was funded by the government of Belgium, was completed in 2009. The project undertook the construction of a 19,400 meter cube per day water treatment plant at Bukono. The raw water source for the water treatment plant is a tributary of the Volta River at Kasakope. The treated water from the Bukono plant is transmitted to Koforidua Township and adjoining communities through a 35-kilometer transmission pipeline. Mr. Speaker, communities in Upper Manyakrobo, including Asesewa and its surroundings, is supplied with a potable water from a small town pipe water system, which is managed by the Community Water and Sanitation Agency. As a result, the supply of water from the Bukono water treatment plant to Asesewa and its surroundings was not undertaken during the implementation of the project. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Works, Housing and Water Resources is committed to a sustainable delivery of potable water to all, regardless of person's geographical location or status. In line with this, I have directed the Ghana Water Limited and Community Water and Sanitation Agency to collaborate in assessing the feasibility and implementing a long-term solution to the water supply challenges in the Upper Minya-Krobo area. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, honourable member, do you have a supplementary question?
Speaker, I must thank the Minister for being sincere with his answer. Speaker, Asesawa is currently the district capital for Upper Manya, and it appears to have expanded beyond the production capacity.
Honourable member, you are violating our rules if you
And
don't
so
have a
I
supplementary
want to thank
question.
the Minister for directing for that collaboration. We will collaborate with you to ensure that the water problems are solved. Thank you.
Honourable members, question number 317, standing in the name of Thomas Winsome Anaba, Member of Parliament for Garu.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to ask the Minister for Works, Housing and Water Resources the measures the ministry is taking to provide the fast developing Garu town with a town water system.
Yes, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the Garu water supply system, which is being managed by the Garu community, is based on abstraction of groundwater from 4 mechanized boreholes, which is pumped into a 200-meter cube high-level tank and distributed by gravity to the Garu community through a network of pipelines. Currently, only 2 out of the 4 boreholes are functional. Mr. Speaker, it must be noted that a lot of community piped water systems are under the direct management of various communities with oversight responsibility by the respective metropolitan, municipal, and district assemblies. Most of these systems have been bedeviled with a lot of issues such as continuous breakdown of water systems with around 40% non-functional at any point, deteriorating water quality, high non-revenue water, huge unpaid electricity bills, poor accountability for revenue, and high levels of customer indebtedness. Mr. Speaker, to address these issues and ensure the sustainability of water supply services for rural areas and small towns, the Community Water and Sanitation Agency, as part of its reform agenda, engaged with the Garu community to facilitate Community Water and Sanitation Agency's assumption of management responsibilities for the Garu water system. However, this proposal was initially declined by the community. Mr. Speaker, CWSA is currently re-engaging the community, seeking approval to resume control of the water system so that comprehensive plans can be developed for its rehabilitation and expansion. Mr. Speaker, the ministry will work with CWSA and the Garu district to determine the scope and cost of the proposed expansion. Once these have been established, they will be incorporated into the ministry's medium-term plan for potential funding and implementation. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable member, any supplementary question?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker. In his response, the minister is telling us that most of the systems in the communities have been bedeviled with a lot of issues such as continuous breakdown, among others. These continuous breakdown, we have observed that they are associated with poor electricity supply and current surges.
Honourable member, I think you are completely out of order.
Is the minister considering using alternative power sources for these water supply systems that depend solely on ECG, like solar system or others? That's my question.
Yes, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, currently the ministry is actually using, for small town water supply system, the ministry is using solar powered pumps. So it's something that the ministry is actually using. Thank you.
Any further supplementary? Honourable members, in the absence of any further supplementary, that brings us to the last question slated for the Minister responsible for Works and Housing and Water Resources. Therefore, I want to thank the Minister very much for, and on your behalf, for attending upon the House to respond to the questions slated for him. Honourable Minister, you are hereby discharged. We then move to question numbered 299. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I was going to indulge you to alter the order of business so the Education Minister can present some 2 papers just later before we come back to the Minister for Roads to answer his questions.
Well, at pre-sitting, there was indication that copies of those bills need to come to the leadership. And thereafter, leadership will look at it and get it read.
Mr. Speaker, here they are here.
So, calling for copies of
your
those bills. So, honorable members, the Minister responsible for roads and highways is seated to respond to his questions. Yes?
Right, Honourable Speaker, I have a copy of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology Kumasi bill. So I believe that, and I also have a letter from the Office of the President communicating to me that Cabinet has granted approval for the passage of the bill. So I think that
Honourable Member, I will plead with you to get more copies available, and probably tomorrow we'll look at it at pre-sitting and same can be taken. So may I ask the Minister responsible for roads and highways to take the designated seat? The first question slated for him is question number 299, standing in the name of Honorable Bismarck Tetenyago, Member of Parliament for Upper Manya Krobo. You have the floor.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, I rise to ask the Minister for Roads and Highways the status of the Asesewa Aboso roads. Thank you, Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Asesewa Aboso IR3 road forms part of the Corridor Asesewa Aboso road project. It links New Jovin South Municipality, Yilo Krobo Municipality, and Fantiakwa North. Current program. The project was awarded under the contract titled Reconstruction of Corridor Asesewa Aboso Road. The works commenced on the 3rd of January 2021 for completion by 4th of January 2025. The progress of work currently is 67%. The contractor is on site and works are progressing. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honourable Member, a supplementary question.
Speaker, the people of Asesewa thank the road minister for bringing the contractor back to site.
Thank you very much. Honourable Member, this is a constituency-specific question. We move to question number 356, standing in the name of Maxwell Kwame Lukuto, Member of Parliament for Safton.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise on Order 88-2, and I wish to ask the Minister for Roads and Highways when the government will continue works on the Lolito-Habwi Adokbo Road after construction of culverts since 2008.
Yes, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I thought my colleague would have acknowledged the fact that we have started a number of projects as well already before asking me when we are going to start new ones. So, Mr. Speaker, on record, we have started a number of new projects, including an emergency one that he called for, which has been carried out as well. But that's not part of the question. So, the question he asked, this is the response. The Lototi, and then Adudupo Road is a section of captured under the Department of Feeder Road database as Lito Amedumekope Junction Gamenu Feeder Road, 37.8 kilometers. The road is located in the South Tongu municipality of the Volta region. The first 15 kilometers is engineered gravel road in poor surface condition, whilst the remaining length is unengineered in poor surface condition. There is no program currently on that section. Engineering studies and cost estimate will be carried out on the road for consideration under the 2026 budget upon availability of funds.
Any supplementary question?
Yes, Mr. Speaker. I actually want to commend the Minister highly for the good job he's doing in the road sector. I actually was looking for during the time of the supplementary to commend him and His Excellency John Dramani Mahama for the good job they are doing.
Honorable member,
in spite of the fact
you
that
don't
they
have
are
a supplementary question. Can they
intending
resume
to
your
budget
seat? We then
for
move
it.
to question number 373, standing in the name of Honorable Frank Asedu Bakwin, Member of Parliament for Sohun.
Oh, Minister.
Honorable member, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would like to ask the Minister the status of the following roads in the Sohum municipality. Garbazongo to Ochimbedi area to Adakwa and Intunkum.
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the roads mentioned by my colleague, the Ntukum, Adakwa, Otwe Bedia Dua, and Gariba Zongo are communities along the Sohum Nankase feeder road, which is located in the Sohum municipality of the Eastern region. It is an engineered bituminous surface dressing road in poor condition. Current program. The Sohum Nankase feeder road was awarded under the contract titled Bituminous Surfacing of Sohum Nankase feeder road, phase 1, 10 kilometers. The contract was awarded on the 30th of September 2024, completion by 29th of November 2022. The overall progress of work is 72% physical completion. The contractor is currently not on site and works have stalled due to delay in payment for works done. Efforts are being made to get the contractor back on site to complete outstanding works. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable member, any supplementary question?
Yes, Mr. Speaker. The contractor that did Nankase to Dawa Road indeed has completed the works and markings done, but from between Adakwa to Ochimbiri and Tukum.
Honorable member, what is your supplementary question?
Has deteriorated because I think that the contractor did a first quote. So
Honorable member, what is your supplementary question?
I'll come to that.
Ask the supplementary question.
I will do, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I can understand that Bolibamboy
matter, but the people of Suhum, Garibazongo, or Chimbedu Adakwa also matter. So if you can speed up the process so something can be done. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I would encourage my colleague to stick to his constituency and leave other constituency matters for those people to deal with. Indeed, Mr. Speaker, as I said, I responded this way because, as he said, some of the roads he mentioned have been completed and are no longer under construction. So my response was to the one that is under construction. So efforts are being made to get a contractor back to site to complete the remaining scope. Thank you.
Honourable Member, do you have a further supplementary?
I will thank him. I know that he will deliver.
Thank you very much,
Minister. I trust you.
Now we'll move to question number 375.
Periodic maintenance contract on this stretch. The Ghana Highway Authority executed emergency sectional repairs works between Manfi and Kufuira for 30 kilometers in 2024. Currently, Ghana Highway Authority programmed the road for pothole patching under 2025-2026 routine maintenance works. Future program engineering studies and cost estimate will be carried out for consideration under the 2026 budget upon availability of funds. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Member, any follow-up?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Minister, I just want to find out if it would be appropriate and convenient. I mean, the stretch from Okrasi to Kufudia is a very important stretch that leads to Kufudia itself. And Kufudia being the capital town for the region, I expect that if it will be in the interest of the whole country, and it will also, we can also, please, you can please Kufudia. There should be a little construction or a rehabilitation of that
Go and
stretch.
lobby the minister in his office.
No, I just want to find out that is it necessary that the minister can maybe call for an agent.
That's why I'm advising you to go and lobby the minister in his
I'm doing
office.
it to you now here on the floor of Parliament. If
Well, I'll take you to the minister's office.
Speaker, I still want him to answer that for me.
Yes, Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I think he's asked legitimate and a fair question. I would work with the agencies to see if we can do further work in the section he's talked about. So yes, we can do something about that.
Thank you very much. Member, this is also a constituency-specific question, so therefore let's move to question number 378. Standing in the name of Mr. Nelson Kofi Jaba, Member of Parliament for Karachi East.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I rise to ask the Honourable Minister for Roads and Highways on the status of Askoko, Kaniase, Adumadum, and Bomabin Road.
Yes, Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the Asukoko, Kaniase, Domabin is a 24-kilometer feeder road located in the Karachi East municipality of the Oti region. It is an engineered gravel road in poor service condition. This road was awarded under a contract titled Bituminous Surfacing of Asukoko, Edumadum, Domabin Phase 1, feeder road, 12.3 kilometers. The contract was awarded on the 11th of April 2018 for completion by 27th of June 2020. The overall progress of work is estimated at 40% physical completion. The contractor is currently on site and works are ongoing.
Member, any supplementary question?
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. No any further question.
Honourable Member, this is also a constituency-specific question. So let's move to question number 415, standing in the name of Honourable Kofi Amankwa Menu, a Member of Parliament for Eshima Kwamuaja.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to ask the Minister for Roads and Highways when the contractors working on the following roads in the Eshima Kwamuaja constituency will return to site. Ohimase to Trebom, Ahenema Kobeng to Anriam Kwanta, Brofodu to Fwase, Trebom to Nyeso, Ampeyo to Asago.
Yes, Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, all the routes mentioned above by my colleague, this is the current program. The road was awarded under the contract titled Upgrading of Kwadaso Trebom Road, 15.2 kilometers. The contract commenced on the 5th of September 2019 for completion by 4th September 2021 and was later revised to March 2025. The progress of work is at 85.1 physical completion. However, the works have stalled due to delay in payment for works done. Efforts are being made to get the contractor back on site to complete outstanding works. That is one. Number two, Ahenema Kokobeng to Anriam Kwanta. This forms part of National Route 10, which links the Central, Ashanti, Bono East, and Northern and Upper West regions. It is a 20-kilometer long road and has some local roads in the Echuma constituency of the Ashanti region. Current program, it's been awarded under contract titled Dualization of Anriam Kwanta Aheneba Kokobeng Road. It was awarded on the 22nd of April 2024 for execution within 24 calendar months. The project commenced on the 28th of May 2024 and was scheduled to be completed on the 27th of May 2026. The progress currently is at 34%. However, work winners, Mr. Speaker, this was awarded under a contract titled Rehabilitation of Trebom Winneso number 1 Road, 16 kilometers, and Trebom Road Bypass, 900, just less than a kilometer. The contract commenced on the 28th of June 2024 for completion by 27th of June 2026. The physical completion is 19.6%. However, the works have stalled due to late in payment for works done. Efforts are being made to get a contractor back to site to complete outstanding works. Ampeyo to Asago. Mr. Speaker, this is under Department of Urban Road, and it has been adopted stage construction for this road. It was awarded in under three contracts. One, drainage works along Asago Wood Village Road, drainage works along Ampeyo Asago Road, and then graveling works on selected roads in Echuma Kwama Road. The contract for these drainage works were awarded on the 13th of September 2024 for completion by 25th of March 2025, while contract for the graveling commenced on the 27th of September 2025 for completion on the 26th of March 2025. The drainage works are at 75% physical completion, while the graveling is 27% complete. The contractors are currently not on site due to delay in payment for works done, and efforts are being made to get the contractor back to site to complete outstanding works. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honourable Minister. Honourable Member, any supplementary question?
Mr. Speaker, let me thank the Minister for his answers. But it's become obvious that the roads are being delayed because of delayed in payment. I will plead with the Honorable Minister if something can be done as quickly as possible, because the roads are so horrible and the residents of Achimakwangoma are finding it very difficult. I am just pleading with you if something can be done.
Honorable Member, the Minister has heard you. This is a constituency-specific question. Question number 386, standing in the name of Honorable Kwame Apia Kodia, Fantiakwa, North.
Grateful, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity. I want to ask the Minister for Roads and Highways, when the contractor on the Mia Swahumahuma to Obohun Road will return to site after halting the construction some months ago. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, this project was awarded under a contract titled Upgrading of Kwehu Tafo Miaso Feeder Road, kilometer 19.5 to 29.5, and others, and Miaso Thease Obohom Feeder Road, 30.8 kilometers. The contract was awarded on the 27th of May 2024 for completion by 19th of February 2026. The overall progress of work is 21.8% physical completion. The contractor is currently not on site and works have stalled due to delayed payment for works done. Efforts have been made to get the contractor back to site to complete outstanding works.
Honourable Member, any supplementary question?
What is so, Mr. Speaker? While appreciating the answer given by the Honourable Minister for Roads and Highways, I want to find out, because personally I believe in your stature and he has been an industry player as well. What practical steps is your ministry taking to ensure that some funds will be released so that the contractor can go back to site to continue with the work done? Because the area is very, very critical so far as commercial activities in the constituency are concerned. Thank you so much.
Yes, Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, naturally, the easiest way to make sure that when we award contract, we pay for it, is to be prudent in the way we award the project. Mr. Speaker, the data on this project suggests that this project was originally awarded at 305 million Ghana cedi on road fund. In less than a month, an addendum was added at 310 million, making it a total of 317 million on road fund. Colleagues, the total accruals of the road fund is just about 2 million. So if you award one project for 600 million on road fund, indeed, we are going to find trouble paying for it. Mr. Speaker, that is outside of the fact that we currently owe contractors 7 billion Ghana cedi for works done on road fund already, which has not been paid for. So prudence would have been the easiest way to make sure that when we award project, we'll pay for it. This project didn't even have commitment authorization, yet we awarded it for 617 million Ghana cedi on road fund. So the answer is prudence would have cured this. Unfortunately, we are left with this to do with it. As, of course, going forward, President Mahama has just paid over 5 billion Ghana cedi already.
Minister, you don't answer.
No government has ever paid that money at a particular time.
So,
and we are going to pay a little bit more.
Just be focused on your answer.
So prudence, if the previous people were a bit diligent in the award of project, knowing that the funds upon which you are awarding the project is meager, and yet we awarded too much projects, would have been out of here. But we will do whatever it is as a government to ensure that once we award them, we will make sure we raise the necessary funds. And all those projects that have been awarded without commitment authorization, we intend to perfect the contract and make sure we regularize them for the contractors to have the comfort to continue and work in our communities. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, honorable member. Do you have any other question?
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. The constituents of Vadiakwa North are waiting for the minister to do something about the road. The narration will not solve the problem.
Honorable member, you should be guided in the way you speak. Kindly resume your seat.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you,
Kindly
Mr.
resume your seat.
I'm guided. I'm guided.
Kindly resume your seat. We then move to question number 399. Standing in the name of Daniel Dank Mahama Talensi. You have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to ask the Minister of Roads and Highways the plans of the ministry to construct a new bridge across the White Water which links Northeast to Upper East. Considering the deplorable state of the current bridge and its impact on the proposed Kwalgu multipurpose dam.
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the current program on this road, the construction of an alternative bridge across the White Volta, which links Northeast to Upper East through Misho, was awarded under the contract titled Construction of a Bridge over River White Volta along Misho, and then Wima Road, 210 kilometers, and 9.4 kilometers access road. The contract commenced on the 4th of January 2021 for completion by the 3rd of January 2023 and was later revised to 5th of November 2025. The progress of works done so far is 34%. The contractor has slowed down works due to delay in payment for works done. Efforts are being made to get the contractor to return fully and complete outstanding works. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, honorable member, any supplementary question?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I don't have any compliments.
Thank you very much. We move to the last question. Number 564, standing in the name of Professor Hamza Adam, Member of Parliament for Kumbugu.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity. I rise to ask the Minister for Roads and Highways when the contractor will complete work on the following feeder roads: Kumbungu, Gupanarugu, Kochim, Kumbungu, Limo, Kumbungu, Gupanarugu, Kochim, and Zoro, Zodabuane, Kushibo.
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, these are the current programs on all the roads mentioned by my colleague. The first one, the Kumbungu, Gupa, Nugu, Cochin Feeder Road, was awarded under the contract titled Rehabilitation of Kumbungu, Gupa, Naguri, Kochi, and then all these roads, totaling 35 kilometers. The contract commenced on the 9th of December 2024 for completion by 9th June 2026. The overall progress is 60% completion. The contractor is currently on site and works are ongoing. 2, Kumbungu Limo, current program. This project is awarded under project titled Rehabilitation of Kumbungu Naguri Cochin Road, all totaling 35 kilometers, Mr. Speaker. The contract commenced on the 9th of December 2024 for completion by 9th of June 2026. Work done so far is 60%, and the contractor is currently on site. 3, Kumbungu, Zugu, Ipelgu, Satani. Mr. Speaker, there are 2 separate contracts. were awarded under project titles Emergency Remedial Works on Bipe Kotik to Damango Road, 14.9 kilometers, kilometer 14.9 to 38.4, and construction of 1 number single 2x2 box culvert and 6 number 1 by 1.2 meter diameter pipe culvert relocated to Savlugu, Sakpem, and then Sakpem to Satani Road, kilometer 0.8 to 6.6, and then 2 emergency remedial works on the Buipe Kotiko Road. Mr. Speaker, in summary, the contracts were awarded in May 2019 for completion by March 2023. Works were substantially completed as per original scope, which primarily is construction of culverts and filling of approaches. The next one is Zugu to Zugu Dam Bongi Koshibo Road. Mr. Speaker, current program. This road was awarded. This road was awarded under the project title rehabilitation of this road, the 2 of them, and then the works commenced on the 9th of December 2024 for completion by 9th of June 2026. Overall progress of this road is estimated at 92%. Physical completion. The contractor is currently on site and works are progressing. Mr. Speaker, this is my response.
Honourable Member, any supplementary?
Yes, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much, Minister, for your response, and to thank you for your effort. The contractor is back to site and working. However, in your response, if you look at Kumbungu Zoro Yipelgu Satan route, as indicated in your answer, the route was relocated. However, it is the most damaged and most critical route, which my people are looking for.
What is your supplementary question?
My question, Mr. Speaker, is what steps would the minister take to ensure that Kumbungu Zo Yipelgu Satan Road is awarded?
Yes, Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, indeed, my colleague discussed the particular issue with me privately. It appears the road was awarded and the portion was relocated to another place, meaning that on the contract database, it's as if that particular place was part of the current program. So he raised it with me and I agreed that we need to do something to bring that portion back. So I'll work with him to make sure that we work on the section that is currently not being worked on because of the relocation of a certain portion to another place. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Member.
Mr. Speaker, I thank you for the opportunity. I'm done.
Thank you, honourable members. Question time is ended. Yes, Deputy Majority Leader.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I wanted to pray with you to... Minister.
Honourable Member, with all due respect, let me thank the Minister for Roads and Highways for attending upon the House always to respond to questions. We are most grateful. We've taken notice of your presence in this House each time questions are stated for you. Thank you very much. Yes, Deputy Majority Leader.
Yes, sorry, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much. I was saying I was going to pray with you to alter the order of business and go on to public business and take item 17, which is the Minister of Education is here to do the Scholarship Authority Bill, the Constitution stage.
All members, at commencement of public business, item numbered 17. Ghana Scholarship Authority Bill under consideration. Yes.
Because I was thinking that you would check with me as well to know. I mean, although he's hinted me, I thought that the procedure is to...
I thought you have always been saying that the discretion is for the Speaker.
Yes, without doubt. But, I mean, we are working...
When I said that, in line with the natural justice, I want to hear from both sides.
Yes,
the indication
so I was going to quote you.
Yes, the indication was that it is my discretion. Even today, that has been said.
But, Speaker, you said in line with natural justice.
Yes.
And there are two...
That is my approach.
Very well.
But the indication was that I have the discretion, so nobody can raise an issue.
Very well,
but
Speaker.
Having raised the issue, let me listen to you.
Speaker, we are not opposed. I just thought that in the natural course of things, you would have thought mine. But we are not opposed.
Yo, thank you very much. Yes, Ghana Scholarship Authority Bill under consideration. Honourable members, we are just cross-checking to see where we have ended the clause. Or, Honourable Minister, can you guide us the clause? Is it clause 31? I know clause 4 and 5 has been deferred.
Rightly so, Mr. Speaker.
So we ended up at clause 31.
31. If we can continue from 31, then later on, Mr. Speaker, we can look at 4 and 5. Thank you.
So the rules are relaxed at consideration. So, clerk at table, you can cross-check that for us. But let's quickly move to take clause 31. Chairman of the committee. Yes.
My question.
Our members in the circumstances will take very well, yes.
Mr. Speaker, I want you to seek your permission to, the chairman of the committee is actually out of jurisdiction. So I wanted to apply for a member of the committee, Honorable Edem, to stand in for him. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm informed some microphones are not still working. Yes, Vice Chairman of the committee. You are the Vice Chairman. Or you are a member of the committee?
Mr. Speaker, I'm a member of the committee.
Very well, very well. Clause 31.
Mr. Speaker, clause 31, amendment proposed. Delete and insert the following. 31(1). A person who benefits from a scholarship under this act.
Honourable Member, amendment is proposed to clause 31. Delete and insert the following paragraphs. It is for the consideration of the House. Honourable members, in the absence of any proposed amendment, I will put a question to clause 31 as amended. All those in favour of clause 31 as amended being part of the bill say aye. Those against say no. The amendment, the ayes have it. The amendment is carried. Clause 32.
Regulations.
Honourable members, there's no advertised amendment to clause 32. It is for your consideration. Any proposed amendment? Honourable members, in the absence of any proposed amendment, yes, Honourable Nyindam.
Mr. Speaker, I thought this one we are doing the bill, so this one is not question time. So if you can be patient with us. For question time, the way you are rushing, maybe this
you
one
have a proposed amendment to clause 32. Yes, what is your amendment?
Yes, I wanted to find out from the minister, looking at the one, and has been adopted. I wanted to further find out from the minister if it's not appropriate for us to give some frame, maybe a period of 2 years, 3 years, or 5 years. But if we just say, come back, after completion, come back to serve the country, it's too open. If we could give a time frame, maybe come to serve the country within a period of 5 years or something. That's what I just want.
Which clause are you talking about?
We are talking about clause 31(1).
We have put a question on
yes,
clause
that was
31.
The amendment.
So come a second consideration. We are now at clause 32.
Oh, Mr. Speaker, let's be flexible. Yes.
Honourable members, clause 32. Any proposed amendment to clause 32?
Mr. Speaker, no proposed amendment.
There is no advertised amendment to clause 32. Honourable members, I will then put the question to clause 32. As many as are in favour of clause 32 standing part of the bill say aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. Clause 32 is ordered to stand part of the bill. Honourable members, we need to learn the rudiment of the game. If a question is put and carried, you can only come to that question as second consideration except by the leave of the speaker. So that one, it is not automatic. So to say that this is not a question and that the speaker should be flexible, I consider it unguided. The rules are clear. When questions are put and the amendment is carried, you can only come back to that amendment by the leave of the speaker or a second consideration. You cannot be seeking by leave of the speaker by asking the speaker to be flexible. Yes, Honourable Nyindam.
Thank you, right, Honourable Speaker. I'm glad. The only reason I made that statement was I was on my feet. But unfortunately, I never caught your eye. That's why I thought that as a friend,
the right thing for you to do is that
I could play that
Speaker, though you have put a question on clause 31, may I have your leave to take you back to clause 31? Then if the leave is granted, you can do that. Or you take note and come back as second consideration.
Speaker, I'm guided. Thank you very much.
Thank you too. Clause 33.
Interpretation.
Clause 33, Chairman of the Committee.
Mr. Speaker, amendment proposed. Interpretation of government scholarship, line 2. After is, you delete award and insert awarded. And in line 2, after corporation, delete or a foreign sponsor and insert bilateral partner or multilateral partner. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
What will be the new rendition?
Mr. Speaker, the new rendition will be that
in this act unless the context otherwise requires. Authority means the Ghana government, the government scholarship includes a bursary and a grant that is awarded by the government, a public corporation, or a bilateral partner or multilateral partner. I so move.
Thank you. Honourable members, the proposed amendment is for the consideration of the House. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, with respect, I recommend that instead of putting bilateral partner and multilateral partner, we make it bilateral and multilateral partner.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, if I have your indulgence.
Yes, Honourable Minister.
In the second line after government scholarship, I do agree with the committee to delete award and substitute it with awarded for the elegance of the construction there. And Mr. Speaker, at committee level, what is referred to as bilateral partner is, for instance, I met with the ambassador of the United Arab Emirates today, who is saying that they may be able to award scholarship up to 20 persons. That would be a bilateral agreement between Ghana and the United Arab Emirates. There may be instances where, for instance, Morocco may also say that they want to award scholarship, or Spain, or France. So that is the context of bilateral. Multilateral, I'm not too sure. Multilateral, the word multilateral, I'm not too sure. Thank you.
Honourable member, why do you want it to be conjunctive instead of disjunctive?
Mr. Speaker, with respect, so my point was that instead of stating, he had proposed bilateral partnership and multilateral partnership.
No, the proposal here is bilateral partner or multilateral partner.
So yes.
Look at page 9.
So yeah, Mr. Speaker, so bilateral partner and multilateral partner. So
that is why I'm asking that the rendition wants it to be disjunctive.
Yes.
Or
yes.
Why do you want it to be conjunctive? And
no. Bilateral and multilateral partnership.
Because
yes.
The use of or
yes.
and
yes.
in interpretation
yes.
are different.
Why can't you use
Or is interpreted disjunctively,
yes.
and is interpreted conjunctively. Now, the sponsors of the bill want it to be disjunctive. However, you are proposing that it should be conjunctive, and I'm asking why.
No, Mr. Speaker, we can have the two. So we are defining government scholarship. Yes, we are defining government partnership.
Yes, so it means that it can either be from a bilateral or a multilateral. Are you want to do both?
Yes.
That's why I'm asking you why.
But there's nothing wrong, Mr. Speaker, with having both. That's the point I'm making.
See, if you say and,
yes,
then it means that both must happen at the same time. Oh. But they are using or. Yes, Honourable Dr. Kabiru.
Mr. Speaker, I thought the Honourable member wanted us to make it a bit more elegant by not saying bilateral partner and or multilateral partner. We should just delete the first partner and keep one partner. That was the first understanding I had. But if that is not the understanding, I think that we have to leave it all. Because if you make it conjunctively, it means that it must be both bilateral and multilateral before it will be qualified under the definition.
Yes, that would be more problematic.
If we leave it as all, it means that either bilateral or multilateral are both qualified. So I think that we can keep it as it is. But I don't know whether or not his proposal as well will say multilateral or bilateral partner, because that was the first understanding I had. He's saying that for the elegance of it, let's delete the first partner and just say multilateral or bilateral partner. So that's the understanding I had, and I think
if you take out the partner, it can be problematic.
Okay.
Because you are referring to bilateral partner or multilateral partner. So, honourable members, I think the rendition should stay the way as proposed. Honourable members, I want to put a question. I'll put a question first on the proposed amendment. As many as are in favor of the amendment as proposed in clause 33, item numbered V, say aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. The amendment is carried. Clause VI, still on clause 33. Amendment proposed, standing in the name of the chairman of the committee.
Mr. Speaker, clause 33 VI, amendment proposed, add the following new definition. Ghana Education Trust Fund means the Ghana Education Trust Fund established under Section 1 of the Ghana Education Trust Fund Act 2000, Act 581. I so move.
Honourable members, the proposed amendment is for the consideration of the House. Honourable members, in the absence of any further proposed amendment, the question is, as many as are in favor of the proposed amendment say aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. Amendment in clause VI 33 is carried. Clause VII. Chairman of the committee.
Mr. Speaker, clause 33 VII, amendment proposed. Add the following new definition. Student Loan Trust Fund means the Student Loan Trust Fund established under the Student Loan Trust Act 2011 at 820. I so move.
Honourable members, the proposed amendment is for the consideration of the House. Honourable members, in the absence of any further proposed amendment, I'll put the question. The question is, as many as are in favor of the amendment proposed to clause 33, as in VII, say aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. The amendment is carried. Honourable members, I will then put the question on clause 33 as variously amended. All those in favor of clause 33 as variously amended, standing part of the bill, say aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. Clause 33 is ordered to stand part of the bill. Clause 34.
Transitional provisions.
Honourable members, there is no advertised amendment. However, it is for the consideration of the House. Any proposed amendment to clause 34? In the absence of any proposed amendment, the question is, as many as are in favor of clause 34 standing part of the bill, say aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. Clause 34 is ordered to stand part of the bill. Yes, Minister for Education. Clause 4 and 5 has been deferred.
Mr. Speaker, if I can indulge you, we can do 4. And Mr. Speaker, as you may recall, when this bill was introduced in this House, the civil society groups in education expressed concern about representation on the governing authority. Notably, there was calls for the National Union of Ghana Students to have a representative. The other was for civil society groups in education to have a representative. And Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Minister for Gender made a strong case in respect of 41F. 3 other persons nominated by the President. So we discussed with the chairman that it will now be 2 other persons nominated by the President, at least one of whom is a woman. So if I can yield to the committee to take it, but there is no problem. We reached out with civil society. They made their recommendations to the committee that they wanted an improvement to be on the governing authority.
Yes, what we want to do is to ensure that the concern raised by the civil society is carried on board. That is why we are deferring these 2 clauses to be considered today, and tomorrow we'll then take it on the floor.
Mr. Speaker, I have no problem.
Yeah, I assure you that once we are done, clause 4 and 5, we'll take it tomorrow, look at the long title. And
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm guided.
Yes. Thank you very much. Yes, Majority Leader. We've come to the end of consideration for today. Yes, Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, have you thought through your decision on item 10A, or you want us to still stand that down till tomorrow?
Yes, we stand it down for tomorrow.
Okay. Then, right on, Speaker, I think we can go to statements.
Yes. Item number 8. Statement. We have 2 statements. One standing in the name of Rita Na Odolesowa, Member of Parliament for Dadekotopon, and Miss Loretta Koko Asante. So we start with the A, standing in the name of Honorable Rita Na Odolesowa, Member of Parliament for Dadekotopon.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity. Mr. Speaker, thank you for the opportunity to make this statement before this respected House. I rise with deep admiration and conviction to draw the attention of this honorable chamber to an extraordinary continental movement led by a determined daughter of Africa, Douara Afoe Yasmin, a 34-year-old cyclist, activist, and visionary from Côte d'Ivoire. She launched a bold transcontinental journey titled Weary, meaning where innovation rises, cycling from Kohungo in northern Côte d'Ivoire through our own country, Ghana, and onward to Cape Town, South Africa. She successfully completed the journey after crossing 11 African countries in total. It was far more than a physical expedition. It became a campaign of consciousness, a traveling manifesto of resilience and reform. Her journey stood as a declaration without slogans and an act of advocacy in motion. Mr. Speaker, in the Douala or Malinki language, worry means to stand. This was a charge to this generation to rise with clarity, creativity, and courage. Yasmin's expedition challenged the continent to believe in itself, its ideas, its people, and its power to disrupt entrenched systems. Mr. Speaker, from remote villages to bustling capitals, she rode with purpose, not for fame, not for leisure, but to mobilize Africa's most sacred asset, its youth, a youth population that continues to expand by 20 million each year, yet too often finds itself at the mercy of global financial armistry and institutional inertia. Through this mission, she called attention to the opportunities before us and the urgent reforms required to seize them. Mr. Speaker, she writes for economic justice, for gender equity, and for a truly sustainable Africa, an Africa built on integrity, heritage, and the aspirations of its own people. Her initiative, Agenda Africa, dares to confront the structural inequities in the global financial order. It insists on climate reparations grounded in justice, not debts. And it affirms our continent's ability to mobilize our own resources through transparent governance, fair tax systems, and inclusive economic models. These ideals were echoed and reinforced at the 2025 UPNIFT Continental Conference, held in Johannesburg this October, where African parliamentarians, civil society leaders, and policy experts marked a decade of action against illicit financial flows. Mr. Speaker, the conference called for renewed legislative commitments to fiscal transparency, equitable tax systems, and citizen-centered governance. It emphasized the need for African-led solutions to global financial injustices, aligning perfectly with the ethos of WIRI. Through WIRI, Ms. Diawara also gave life to several of the Sustainable Development Goals, including SDG 4, Quality Education, SDG 5, Gender Equality, SDG 8, Decent Work and Economic Growth, SDG 9, Innovation and Infrastructure, SDG 13, Climate Action, and SDG 16, Peace, Justice, and Strong Institutions. Mr. Speaker, in each country, she stopped to spotlight young changemakers, particularly women who were spearheading grassroots solutions in education, technology, environmental preservation, and civic participation. Mr. Speaker, this mission aligned perfectly with the sustained advocacy within this Parliament and throughout our continent for affirmative action. Inclusive governance and women's leadership. These are not secondary demands. They are fundamental prerequisites for sustainable development. Yasmin Diware's work reflected the spirit of transformative feminism, where women are not simply invited to participate, but entrusted to design, lead, and implement change from the front lines. She reminded us that women's leadership is central to sustainable development. Progress must be inclusive. A society that sidelines its women and youth cannot truly move forward. Mr. Speaker, Ghana indeed welcomed her with warmth and pride. We offered our institutional and moral support to her campaign, ensuring that our country would be remembered not merely as a point she passed, but as a nation that shared the burden, believed in the message, and amplified the mission. Yasmin's path connected more than capitals. It united hearts, elevated voices, and ignited minds. It told every African girl that leadership does not always wear a suit. Sometimes it wears cycling gear and carries hope across deserts and borders. Mr. Speaker, let it now be permanently recorded that this Parliament recognized the courage and clarity of Yasmin Diawara. She did not wait for doors to open. She forged new ones with every paddle stroke. And in doing so, she inspired us all, especially our daughters, to rise boldly and claim their rightful place in shaping Africa's future. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity.
Thank you very much. statement ably made, and it is for your comment. Yes, honourable member for Kumbugu.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, Mr. Speaker. Let me thank Honorable Rita for the detailed submission. Mr. Speaker, I'm very much impressed about the task that has been taken up by our dear sister. She has proven to the fact that what men can do, women can do that better. Many a times we've heard about men cycling, men walking, and all that. We have not heard much about that from women. And so her initiative will go into the record as one of the heroes that we have registered from our female gender, Mr. Speaker. One very touching aspect of the submission that I have picked up has to do with the gender aspect. Our sister is mobilizing resources, trying to support deprived communities, rural communities, to be able to get bicycles. In fact, if you happen to walk in some of the deprived communities, some of the students, including girls, they walk up to 5-6 kilometers on feet trying to go to schools. Our Honorable Minister for Education started something in Tamale, which was so very well, and it was so good. He started buying bicycles because a lot of them go through struggle. Started buying bicycles for school children randomly. If you are lucky on a particular day and you are going to school and you chance him, he will just tell you go to do so and so and pick a bicycle. That was, the generosity that he exhibited in trying to support that. So the initiative by our dear sister, particularly mobilizing bicycles to support rural girls in particular, will go a very long way to support their effort to pursue education. So on this note, Mr. Speaker, I wouldn't want to talk too much. I once again will thank the maker of the statement for that insightful presentation. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity.
Thank you very much. Yes, Honorable Kabiru.
Mr. Speaker, I think that we probably have a lot to do, so I'll just also be brief. Our sister draws our attention to the role Yasmin Diawara makes as a young person. Mr. Speaker, I will comment on the things that she was advocating for, first and foremost, in her campaign journey over 8,000 kilometers across 11 African countries. She is advocating for, one, illicit financial flows, against illicit financial flows. Mr. Speaker, the data on illicit financial flows has been staggering. Recently, we had an opportunity as Finance Committee to have an engagement on this matter. And the data suggests that Ghana as a country, we lost about 1.6 billion United States dollars between the year 2019 and 2020 to unaccounted good exports, which is part of the broader illicit financial flow. Mr. Speaker, not only that, between 2002 and 2011, about 14.33 billion United States dollars were lost to trade misinvoicing. Mr. Speaker, this speaks to the importance of the issue that Ms. Diawara was campaigning for. Mr. Speaker, aside that, she's standing for tax fairness. Taxation is at the heart of fiscal policy, Mr. Speaker. And if a young lady of 34 years is drawing global attention, is drawing Africa attention to issues of tax fairness, you will understand why we need. Mr. Speaker, we complain that our tax system is retrogressive, where the poor is made to bear the burden of taxation at the expense of the rich, when they should be paying more for the purpose of shared responsibility. And last but not the least is youth employment. These are all important issues that we would have to acknowledge that her adventure, her advocacy, her campaign of cycling over 8,000 kilometers across 11 countries is something that we will need to actually encourage. Mr. Speaker, my last issue also draws our attention to the impact of the youth in change making. Youth as agents of change. Mr. Speaker, the young lady is only 34 years old, and she has made huge impact, attracting attention from institutions such as Africa Tax Initiative, Justice Network, or Tax Justice Network of Africa. This is an important institution that is so much careful about illicit financial flows. And for a young person to embark on a campaign that will attract the attention of institutions like Africa Agenda is something worth commending. Mr. Speaker, recently, just yesterday, in the state of New York, a young gentleman also, Zoran Kwame Mambani, also made history as a young person in changing the paradigm with who politics is done in the United States by actually standing against political dynasty for a long time. And as a young person, many people thought he could not do that. But yesterday, he took the world by storm and won decisively against all the odds. So this speaks to the impact young people can make and the ability for young people to effect. Mr. Speaker, in conclusion, I want to note that we will have to also look at the issue of SDGs. I think that as a house, this young lady should not also be drawing our attention, but we must also be an example of the initiative she's taken. I'm happy that the African Parliamentary Network is in collaboration and is, receiving her in their deliberation. And I'm sure that once we have such men, we should include them. And I just want to say congratulations to Ms. Yasmin for this initiative, and the people of Ghana and Africa as a whole is so proud of her achievement and for her contribution to the development of Africa. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Yes, let me take the honorable member at the back.
Mr. Speaker, let me thank you for the opportunity to contribute to the statement ably made by the Honorable Rita Na Odele Sowa, and to commend her, Mr. Speaker, for bringing matters of economic justice, gender and equity in Africa, and for us to join her in celebrating Yasmin Diwara for what she stands for. And Mr. Speaker, she states that she's not doing this for fame nor for leisure, but to mobilize Africa's most sacred asset, its youth. Mr. Speaker, that is succinct. Africa today has a youthful population of about 400 million between the age of 15 to 35. And Ghana itself has a growing youthful population of 11.7 million, estimated to reach 17.7 million by 2050. Mr. Speaker, in Ghana, our youth represents 38.2% of the population between the age of 15 and 35. What that provides, Mr. Speaker, is that we should invest more in education, particularly for that youthful age. Successive governments have done that and are doing that. But, Mr. Speaker, part of the challenge is, and I'm just commenting on the Sustainable Development Goal of quality education. In Ghana, at all levels of education, quality education is delivered. But, Mr. Speaker, the concern is the disparities in the provision of quality education between urban and rural areas and between public and private schools. More quality in the private school, less in the public school, more quality in urban institutions, and less in the rural areas. We need to correct that. Mr. Speaker, for instance, just the school placement which happened following BC in the Northeast region, There is no category A school. Savannah region, no category A school. Uti and Western North, no category A school. Mr. Speaker, we have to be deliberate about it. If young people in those areas are to be assured of access to secondary education. Then, Mr. Speaker, finally, manifestos win elections, but to change a country is your development plan. We must learn as a country to align our budget to the implementation of defined national development plans. Ghana is one. What successive government in the last decade have done, every 2 years, they come and lay before here. I saw Professor Jamba for lay one. I saw Honorable Setekwe lay one. I saw Ken Ofurata lay one. Honorable Atufosun will soon lay one. But after the laying, are budgets responsive to the pursuit of those development plans? I end it here, Mr. Speaker, commending the maker of the statement. She couldn't have asked for a more poignant point that transparency in governance, particularly fair taxes. And then this one is to the world. The tax havens are not in Africa, they are not in Ghana, where you hear even looted money, Mr. Speaker, where people steal, they go and hide them far away abroad. That is what we must avoid. He takes the money, then in the name of a shell company, then takes it to a faraway country abroad. We need a fair tax system, but it must begin with multilateral corporations. The monies they are making from Africa, how come that mining, even cocoa, forgive me, Europe may be profiting more from Ghana's cocoa than Africa may be profiting from its cocoa. That is not acceptable. We need to change the narrative. So once again, Mr. Speaker, we want to commend the Honorable Deputy Minister and pray that all of us will make a contribution to better gender equity, to build a truly sustainable Africa. But for Africa to achieve this, it needs investment in infrastructure, in education. Thankfully in Ghana, Mr. Speaker, more girls are going to school now than it used to be the case. More young girls are, if you look at the population of young girls who've been admitted to secondary school, it's an encouraging number. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Yes, Honorable former Minister for Finance.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, let me also express my profound gratitude to the maker of the statement, in particular to commend Ms. Diwari for the campaign, particularly on the matter of illicit financial flows, which continues to be a problem, not just for developing countries, but even for the developed countries. And we must be able to muster the courage and mobilize all the resources that we can to combat illicit financial flow. Illicit financial flows deepens poverty levels in developing countries because it deprives us of resources that we could apply to education, to the provision of health services, and also towards the general development of our country. There are areas where illicit financial flows are prominent. The extractive industries is one such area. This area of development is very opaque, and because of that, illicit financial flows are finding their way deeply into extractive industries in a country. Ghana is no exception. I understand that from the extractive industries in Ghana, Ghana loses almost $40 million every year through illicit financial flows from the extractive industries alone. If you were to add what we lose from other industries, that could be colossal sums of money that we are losing to illicit financial flows. And so, Mr. Speaker, some of the practices through which this occurs are money laundering, tax avoidance schemes, under-invoicing, transfer pricing, and many of them. Fortunately for us, Ghana has some provisions in the Income Tax Act to address this. However, these are not far-reaching enough. there are still weaknesses and gaps in our legal framework towards addressing illicit financial flows. In fact, last year, the current Minister for Finance and I were planning to write a book on illicit financial flows. Unfortunately, we couldn't do that. Now that he's Minister for Finance, I hope this House will support him when he brings bills or amendments towards strengthening the legal provisions towards address illicit financial flows, so that we can have a regime that is tight enough to ensure that we conserve these resources that we are losing out to support the general development of our country. Mr. Speaker, there are different ways of addressing this. Number one, mandatory contract disclosure is one. We have to ensure that all contracts that are signed within the extractive industry are disclosed, so that we will know beneficial owners, we will know all the stakeholders involved in those businesses, and we can be able to track the money that goes to the beneficial owners. If we can do this, Mr. Speaker, I am very confident that we will reduce illicit financial flows through contract opacity. Number two is capacity building. GRA is implementing the tax provisions towards illicit financial flows. But I can tell you, Mr. Speaker, they have challenges, technical challenges, and therefore government will have to resource GRA to provide the technical capacity they need to be able to administer the tax provisions that are targeting illicit financial flows. And also international collaboration is important. We cannot do this alone. We need to be able to sign on international conventions that are targeting money laundering, that are targeting illicit financial flows. Ghana is already a member of the Financial Action Task Force on money laundering. And I believe this House will help by making the necessary laws that will enhance the implementation of the regulations under the Financial Action Task Force, because they will all go a long way, not just to help the international space, but also our country and developing countries in particular towards conserving the resources that we are losing out to support the development efforts of our countries. With these few words, let me thank you once again, the make of the statement, for bringing this to the fore of this House. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, I'm inclined to bring statement time to an end. We are supposed to take a second statement, but I am reliably informed the maker of the statement is not readily available. So bring statement time to an end. Accordingly, statement time is ended. Yes, Deputy Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I don't know if this has been discussed already, but I think honourable member supposed to make a statement on Excellency Nana Kunedu Agyeman's
yes.
person.
I have admitted the particular statement to the clerk, and it's supposed to be programmed so that the clerks will make copies available by placing it on the console, so that members will then be aware of the statement before it is taken on the floor.
Mr. Speaker, I think I can just see it on the console here, which means that it's on every member's console as well.
Then why is it that the statement program for today are in twofold, 8A and 8B?
Speaker, I would have thought that this is a commemorative...
yes, commemorative statement can be taken tomorrow.
Mr. Speaker, it's in your hands.
Yes, we've not sat for more than 2 hours. More than 5 hours. Yes, Honorable Dr. Kabiru.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, I think that if our senior would be minded, tomorrow would be a good start for such a statement, mindful of the fact that we are just seeing it on the console, and her statement should get some comments. I know the content of her statements are usually thought-provoking, And I would plead that if we can take it tomorrow, it will be very good, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Deputy Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Fair enough, Mr. Speaker. I think we can do that tomorrow when we are fresh. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, we haven't done more than 5 hours, so let's do the needful.
Mr. Speaker, I think we haven't done 5 hours. Yeah, so I would like to move that the House agenda to tomorrow, 2 p.m. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes. Motion move for adjournment. Any seconder?
Yes, Speaker, I second the motion.
Motion move and seconded.
I was being advised by my available leader to pray for continuation of business, but I know there is no business, so we have to second. Speaker will second.
Honourable members, motion move and seconded, and it is for the consideration of the House. As many as are in favor of the motion for adjournment, say aye. Those against, say no. The ayes have it. The House is accordingly adjourned till Friday, 7th November 2025 at 2 o'clock in the forenoon.
That has money.